Hello, my nerdlings. If you're new here, my name is Nikki. Welcome to my channel where we get nerdy. Today, I'm going to do a bookshelf slash physical TBR type video. I'm not going to pull all these off and hold them up and say such and such by so and so. I'm just going to take camera and pan and tell you what I've read and what I have not read. So I'm going to start with this shelf directly behind me. It starts with my classics at the top and then goes into YA and manga, and then I'll move to this shelf, which is nonfiction, middle grade, adult. It's gonna be a ride. So let's go. Editing Nikki here. I should also preface that there's some books on these shelves that you have not seen me haul, and that is because I'm supposed to be saving them for my birthday. So if you haven't seen me haul them, you don't know what they're about, I promise you will find out at some point. All right, so here we are with classics. Starting with the left, we have Beneath the Moon by Yoshitani. I technically read it, I just haven't turned it around backwards. So fun fact, all of my read books are facing so pages are out. I do this so that if my children ever pick a book for me, they know what I've read and what I haven't read. Next, we have Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, an anthology of Celtic tales, Stepping Westward by Laura E. Richards. Then we have Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux, Dracula by Bram Stoker. I think his name's wrong on the spine of that. Anyways, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. We have The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman, The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea by Jules Verne, an annotated form of Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, Aesop Fables, and The Poetic Edda. Have Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, The Dragon's Promise by Elizabeth Lim, Where Dreams Descend by Angela Angeles, Blade of Secrets, Masters of Iron, and Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller, Claire M. Andrews, who wrote Daughter of Sparta, The Ones We Burn by Rebecca Mix, Ember in the Ashes, Reaper at the Gates, and A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir, Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha, I can't pronounce her last name without butchering it, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna say it, Sword by, I think it's Amy Bai, 5 Feet Apart, and I can't pronounce the author's last name, Midnight Girls by Alicia Janiskaya, I don't even know why that's on there, Endless Skies by Shannon Price, Echo North by Joanna Ruth Meyer, Lost in the Neverwoods by Aidan Thomas, and XOXO by Axie O. Moving down, we have The Witchlands by Susan Dennard, which I've read all of them. They're just one of my favorite series, so I face them out. Now that I moved everything, we have the Mortal Instruments complete set by Cassandra Clare, Infernal Devices, the first in the Last Hours, the first book of the Elder Curses, and then all 3 of the Dark Artifices. And the next shelf down we have Song of Silver, Flame Like Night by Amelie Wen Zhao, Iron Gold by Jiren J. Zhao, Jade Fire Gold by Su Lin Tan, An Arrow to the Moon by Emily X.R. Pan, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, A Magic Steeped in Poison. I can't remember who. Oh, Judy Lin, I believe. 1,000 Steps Into Night by Tracy Chi. The Magnolia Sword, A Ballad of Mulan by Sherry Thomas. Fire with Fire by Destiny Soria. Feather and Flame by Livy Blackburn. Rebel Rose by Terrio, but I can't remember. Emma. Nope, that sounded awful, sorry. Night Spinner by Addie Thorley. The Beautiful, the Damned, and the Righteous by Renee Audier. Year of the Reaper by Makia Lucier. Crossbones by Kimberly Vale. Valkyrie by Kate O'Hearn. Aurora Rising by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Champion, Prodigy, and Legend by Marie Liu. Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. Flame in the Mist by Renee Audier. The Bone Witch and the Heart Forger by Rin Chipeko. Graceling Fire and Bitter Blue by Kristen Kashore. The Silence of Bones by June Her, I think. Frankly in Love by David Yoon. The Girl King by Mimi Yu, I believe. Blood Air by Amelie Wen Zhao. Descendant of the Crane by Joan He. Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. That was Then, This Is Now by S.E. Hinton. Unravel the Dusk by Elizabeth Lim. Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace. The Light in Hidden Places by Sharon Cameron. We Hunt the Flame by Hassa Faisal. The Perfect Escape by Suzanne Park. The Novice by Taryn Matharu. Storm Dancer by Jay Kristoff. Sky in the Deep by Adrian Young. The Beast Player by Yui Hashi. And then A Thousand Beginnings and Endings, edited by Emily O. and Elise Chapman. I'll Be the One by Lila Lee. A Dragon Bird in the Fern by Ruckert. I can't remember the first name of the author. Pride and Premeditation. I want to say it's like something. Terzia Price. Gallant by V.E. Schwab. Fairy Wars by Herbie Brennan. A Man and His Cat, Volume 1 and 3. Sweat and Soap, Volumes 1, 2, and 3 by Kintetsu Yamada. A Sign of Affection, Volumes 1 and 2 by Sue Morishita. Seraph of the End, Volume 1 by Takaya Kagami, I think. Spy X Family, Volumes 1 and 2 by Tatsuya Endo. Deadpool Samurai, Volumes 1 and 2 by Sanshiro Kasama. A Mystery of Mysteries, The Death and Life of Edgar Allan Poe by Mark Dwodziak. What If by Randall Munro. Beyond the Wand by Tom Felton. The Silk Worlds, A History of the World. A New History of the World by Peter Frankopan. The Song of the Cell by, I can't pronounce her last name. Pregnancy and Power by Ricky Solinger. Written in Bone by Sue Black. In Order to Live, A North Korean Girl's Journey to Freedom by Yeonmi Park. The Ghost Ship of Archangel by William Giroux. Chicken Soup for the Teenage Soul by Jack Canfield, Mark Victor Hansen, and Kimberly Kergberger. The Science of Murder by Carla Valentine. The Wisdom of Whores, Bureaucrats, Brothels, and the Business of AIDS by Elizabeth Pisani. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by Caitlin Dowdy. Double Cross by Ben McIntyre. Black Box by Shori Ito. The Devil in the White City, Magic, Murder, and Madness at the Fair That Changed America by Eric Larson. Writing the Romantic Comedy by Bill Murnett. Dewey, The Small Town Librarian Cat Who Touched the World by Vicki Myron. High School Dropout to Teacher of the Year by Anthony Johnson Jr. The Endangered's 1 and 2 by Philippe Cousteau and Austin Aslin. The Last Fallen Star by Gracie Kim. Dragon, Pearl, and Tiger Honor by Yoon Ha Lee. Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard's Sword of Summer, Hammer of Thor, Ship of the Dead by Rick Riordan. The Serpent's Shadow by Rick Riordan. Skandar and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Steadman. Spirit Animals, Book 1, Wildborn by Brandon Mull. Dr. Dolittle Complete Collection, Volume 3 by Hugh Lofting. The Case of the Left-Hand Lady, Enola Holmes, Book 2 by Nancy Springer. Tangerine by Edward Blur. Howl's Moving Castle by Diane Wynne Jones. City of the Beast, Kingdom of the, Gold, and Forest of the Pygmies by Isabel Allende. Race to the Sun by Rebecca Rowanhorse. A Boy Called Christmas, The Girl Who Saved Christmas by Matt Haig. Tunnel of Bones by V.E. Schwab. Arusha and the End of Time. Arusha and the Song of Death. Arusha and Tree of Wishes by Rakshni Chokshi. The Final Strife by Sarah El Afari. Babel by R.F. Kuang. The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Dune by Frank Herbert. Stone Blind by Natalie Haynes. The Shadow of Perseus by Claire Haywood. Lightblade by Zamil Akatar. The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport. Daughter of the Moon Goddess, Heart of the Sun Warrior by Su Lin Tan. Bone Shard Daughter, Bone Shard Emperor by Andrea Stewart. The Last Hero by Lyndon A. Lewis. The City of Dusk by Tara Sim. The Mummy or Ramses the Dead by Anne Rice. Eye of the World by Robert Jordan. Malice by John Gwynne. Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne. Malice by Heather Walter. The Bone Orchard by Sarah A. Mueller. Matt Haig's The Midnight Library. A Master of Jinn by P. DeJelly Clark. Phaedra by Laura Shepperson. A Darker Shade of Magic, A Gathering of Shadows, A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. Interview with a Vampire by Anne Rice. Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. The Deep by Alma Katsu. Crazy Stupid Bromance, Isn't It Bromantic by Lysa K. Adams. Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn, The Well of Ascension, and the Hero of Ages. Harrow the Ninth, Nona the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. Dune, Dune Messiah, Children of Dune by Frank Herbert. Hounded by Kevin Hearn. The Library of the Unwritten by A.J. Hackwith. The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. Dark Things I Adore by Katie Latari. The Mermaid from Jeju by Sumi Han. Soulmates by Jen Frederick. Almond by Won Pyung Sun. Sputnik Sweetheart by Haruki Murakami. The Black Tides of Heaven by Neon Yang. Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. The Witch's Heart by Genevieve Gornichek. A Mirror Mended by Alex E. Harrow. Murder on the Orient Express and the Murder of Roger Ackroyd by Agatha Christie. Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. Kings of the Wild by Nicholas Eames. Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. Ariadne and Electra by Jennifer Saint. Hogfather and Guards by Terry Pratchett. The Codex Alera Furies of Calderon by Jim Butcher. Tuesdays with Maury by Mitch Albom. Empire of Silence by Christopher Rocchio. The Silmarillion, The Shaping of Middle-earth, The Fellowship of the Ring, The Two Towers, and Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien, and The Hobbit. Well, that was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. Um, so I did this video because I'm going to want my viewers to comment down below books that I have that you would like to see me read, for reading prompts, basically. Make sure you like the video if you did. Also comment if there's any book recommendations you have for me based off from these. Like, get an idea of what I read. Give me some other ideas of things I don't have. Subscribe to the video if you want to see more of my face. And remember, until next time, you are loved and you are valued.